Have you ever been on benefits?
I've needed it. I've had a car accident when I was younger and I needed the benefits. That's what it should be for, because I needed it at the time.
What would you say now to somebody who's on benefits who, in your opinion, could actually go to work? What message would you give them?
I just want to motivate them to get to work. The things that you can do by going to work is unbelievable.
A working-class bricklayer challenges a labor activist on the realities of the benefit system, cutting through political talking points with real-world experience. When he explains that people are turning down jobs because benefits make staying at home easier, the activist visibly panics, even spilling her water. The moment highlights the growing disconnect between ideological arguments and lived reality, setting up a broader critique of trust, incentives, and political honesty.
I've heard that the government is now warning young people that they will lose their benefits if they turn down work in a new scheme that's aimed at reducing youth unemployment. This comes after Rachel Reeves asked ordinary people to pay a little bit more, with £26 billion worth of tax rises in her budget.
Someone who was left frustrated by the budget is bricklayer Don Daniels. He went on viral on social media with this post, which has the caption. He's standing there in the sleet. "Some days I want to give up, but there's people on benefits depending on me." He also posted this video last week as a follow-up.
You people that do not work, are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed that you're walking around streets and everybody knows that you're broke and you don't work and you're relying on benefits to get by? These people should be forced to do 2 days a week, voluntary, litter picking, cleaning graffiti off of walls, anything like that. And if they don't receive a penny.
And good morning. You've had a lot of praise for it. You've had a lot of abuse as well, haven't you?
That's correct.
Yeah.
A lot of praise, a lot of abuse.
Do you regret doing it?
I don't, not at all.
No.
The people that have come out of the woodwork speaking now because somebody's had a voice and spoke about it is remarkable. It's not just me thinking it, the whole country is thinking the same.
How long had you had this fundamental view that there are too many people who are simply claiming benefits because it's easier than going to work?
Years. I believe everybody's felt the same for absolutely years. It's lazy. Britain in general, they're very lazy people.
Have you ever been on benefits?
I've needed it. I've had a car accident when I was younger and I needed the benefits. That's what it should be for, because I needed it at the time.
What would you say now to somebody who's on benefits who, in your opinion, could actually go to work? What message would you give them?
I just want to motivate them to get to work. The things that you can do by going to work is unbelievable. Holidays, huge holidays to Thailand and Brazil and Australia. You can't do that when you're on benefits. You simply cannot. It's motivation. You can't go and buy a car on finance. You can't buy a house. You can't do a lot of things in life if you're not working. You need to work and contribute to the country. Because I voted Labour, I put my hands up, and a lot of people said you're brave to say that you voted Labour, but I voted for him because they promised not to raise any taxes. I know we've had problems with the Conservatives in the past, but this was supposed to be a fresh start, and they just lied to get into power, and it's...
Yeah, I mean, look, we all probably agree here that there are people, a section of people in this country that are claiming benefits and they shouldn't be claiming benefits. We know that's there. That is a problem. We need to tackle it. The thing that I want to take up here is why on earth you would talk to Kerry Badenoch and the Tories. They were in for 14 years. This is their mess. I spent 15 years of my life working with young people from poor backgrounds, helping to get them into work. Back when Labour were in government, we had the Future Jobs Fund, we had youth inclusion programmes, we had an apprenticeship programme. The Tories came in...
It's the fact Labour have lied.
No, the Tories came in and they scrapped all of those programmes. We have 1 million young people unemployed. There is no way that is because of us being in for a year and a half. That is a problem that has gone on for years, for over a decade.
But Labour have lied to get into...
They created that problem. And what have we announced? We've announced that we are going to massively fund a future jobs fund now for young people to get them off benefits and get them into work. And we actually are being tough.
Susie, what do you... And I'm sure...
Labour have lied within the first year to get into power, then why should we trust them to lead this country for 10 years? They've lied instantly, straight away.
I would not say that we've lied. I would say that we've inherited a massive mess, Tank. But let's be honest, we've got to make it so that work pays. We've got to make it so that people, want to work. And just to say, listen, it is a scar, I would say, on this nation that we are leaving 1 million young people on the scrap heap of life. We're better than that as a country. We want to tap into their potential, and the Tories didn't. But
what do you make of that figure, £71,000?
I believe if these young people wanted to work, they would get out there and they would find work. You know, there's work out there. They just don't want to. They don't want the work, and plus they are being rewarded for sat at home. There's a lot of people, if they go to work, they're better off sat at home, and that is a fact.
I'm sorry, but that's not been my experience. As I say, I spent 15 years of my life working with these young people. I've worked with young people that are desperate for work, and they've not been able to access it. A million young people aren't all sitting at home saying, "Oh, we want to be lazy."
Can I just say something? I get contacted. I employ people. I get contacted by a lot of people, and the first thing they said to me is it cash in hand?" And I say to them, "Oh, no, it's not cash in hand. It's proper job." But I say, "Right, I can't do it then." So why? Because
Oh, and down goes the water. Over goes the water.
I can't do it because I've got benefits. I've got my housing bills to pay. So these people, they don't want the work.
So in their view, work does not pay.
It doesn't pay.
It's better for them to be on benefits than to accept the job that you're offering.
For somebody to say to me, "Is it cash in hand?" and then turn around and say, "Right, I don't want the job."
Yeah.
What does that tell you about the country?
But can I just say something?
Don, I just want to ask you, because Susie says she can't believe that you're even interested in the Conservatives. I mean, the obvious alternative is from Susie seems to be you're disillusioned with Labour. She's got criticisms of Conservatives.
Nobody's ever going to vote Labour again. They are finished. They are done. I believe nobody's. If they have a reform or Conservative, they are the two, and that is it.
Yeah. Wow. Can I just say, short-term memory here. 10 years of a Conservative government, waiting lists on the NHS went up, sewage in our rivers, like a million young people unemployed. That is a Tory legacy. We've been in for 1 year, we're turning it around. We're going to transform the country for the better.
We're out of it. Thank you both very much indeed. Dom,
thank you very much.
Are you thinking of standing for Parliament yourself?
How much are they paying?
But it's not cash in hand.
Sorry about the glass of water.
No problem. A Department for Work and Pension spokesman says it pays more to be in work than on benefits.
Did you catch that moment? Because it says more than any press release ever could. The second Don Daniels mentioned that people are refusing work unless it's cash in hand, there was nothing coming back. No counter-argument, no statistic, no clever reframing, just silence. And then the glass goes over. Water everywhere. And honestly, that spill says it all. It's a perfect visual for how this entire debate is being handled, disorganized, reactive, completely unprepared for what's actually happening outside the studio. When ideology collides with lived experience, the script falls apart. But let's slow this down, because what Don raised isn't some throwaway comment. It's deeply unsettling. We're now being told that for a family of 5, benefits can be equivalent to earning around £71,000 a year. Think about that for a moment. That's not survival money. That's a senior salary. And once that reality sinks in, a very uncomfortable question follows naturally. Why would anyone take an entry-level job, with long hours and rising costs, when the system actively makes staying at home the safer option? This isn't about demonizing people who genuinely need help. Don himself has been there. He used benefits when he was injured. He understands what they're for. What he's exposing is how the incentives have been warped, and how politicians refuse to confront it honestly. And that's why this moment resonates so strongly. Don Daniels isn't some career commentator. He's one of millions of working-class voters who took Labour at their word. They were promised change. They were promised no tax rises. They were promised a clean break from politics as usual. Instead, they got hit in the budget almost immediately. And when they raise concerns, they're told it's all inherited. All someone else's fault. All part of a long process that just needs more time. But the working class isn't naive. They understand excuses when they hear them. And they definitely recognize when a promise hasn't survived contact with power. That's why this exchange matters. Because it's not just about benefits, it's about trust. And once trust is gone, slogans don't bring it back. So now the question is yours. Is Don right? Has the benefit system drifted so far off course that it actively discourages work? Or do you believe Labour simply needs more time to fix a problem they say they inherited? Let me know what you think.